It wasn't this. And hello, welcome to the
Hi.
Bureau, guys. Always a pleasure to have you
Good to
here.
see you.
Yeah, Trump campaigned against this deal pretty emphatically over and over in Pennsylvania, one of the most crucial swing states, not only for the presidency, but they flipped a Senate seat there, Republicans did. And so he was against this deal as Biden sort of hemmed and hawed about it. Remember, there was sort of a union politics angle to it for Biden, which isn't quite the same for Trump. So, fast forward a couple of months ago, he starts kind of opening the door to maybe a minority partnership, this and that. But Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel have both been jointly pressing for this to go through. And remember, it was sort of stuck in a CFIUS review process and a legal fight over that. So Trump's surprise announcement on Friday that there was going to be some sort of partnership was definitely, a retreat from some of the rhetoric from before. What they are pointing to is that there will be some measure of U.S. control in this, and that Nippon Steel has raised its investment pledge to go along with the actual purchase price, and they'll, I guess, tout those two wins. And this golden share thing is where that comes from. We think, we don't know, but it seems like it is more about veto powers over, for instance, the board and that kind of thing, rather than, an actual equity stake. But things are fluid, but it looks like this deal is certainly looking better under Trump than it was in the campaign. Let's put it that way.
All right, Josh, looking better, but my spidey sense is going off. So is this a case of nationalization of a company, small steps? Is this potentially a move towards this becoming a state-owned entity? Like, it just feels a little strange.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen people have been sending us all kinds of things on golden shares all day. And so this is something they've done in Europe. It is let me back up. I guess when you go through a CFIUS process, you get what's called a mitigation agreement, technically a national security agreement. A lot of companies have this already in the States.
Okay.
If this is just a beefed up version of that, then it is sort of drawing from precedent pretty heavily, even though it might be one of the strongest mitigation agreements we've seen. This gives, the government the power to demand documents, basically knock on the door and go into some of these companies. For instance, if you've got a technology company that's been bought by a Chinese state-owned enterprise, this would be kind of a not unusual, even normal thing to have. So if that's what we're talking about and they're just sort of branding it as a golden share, then it's not unprecedented entirely.
But the term golden share, is that from this administration, or is that I've never heard it before. Does that
it is a thing in Europe. Senator McCormick, the guy who I mentioned flipped that seat in Pennsylvania in that very election, has been something of a point person or interlocutor between all the various stakeholders in the Trump administration on this. He sort of said that this was something proposed by Nippon Steel.
Okay.
So he's indicating that this is something that they proposed. The administration likes it. Trump gets to say there's American control, and we'll see when they dot some I's.